Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
How you guys doing today? How are you, honey?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing tremendous. We
It's,
miss you guys. We miss you. We miss you.
yes.
It's been a while. It's been a couple of days. I was supposed to be with you guys last week, but something happened and we were unable to come and talk to you guys and share with you guys our ideas, our subject, a beautiful subject we always bring for you right there in your home, right there on your couch, on your chair, wherever you sit right now.
Yes.
Remember, this is Changing Lives, Power Couple.
Let's talk about it,
Let's
guys.
talk about it, guys. And remember to like the channel, subscribes, and share because we really want to go live with you guys because I know you guys are waiting, for the live show so you guys can chat at the same time, ask us questions,
Yes.
live questions.
Yes.
I know you guys cannot wait for
Right.
that time to coming, but you need to subscribe and share with your friends, because I know some of you guys are past these levels already. You don't really need these advice or.
Right.
But share it with your friend. You
Exactly.
know.
Share it with some of your married friends. Some
Yeah.
of you guys that's single who's watching, you can share with some of your, married friend. And if you are single, wanting to get married, thinking of getting married, you definitely need to follow and share, so you can learn some of those advice that we are giving through our own experiences.
Yes, guys. Today it's again us changing lives by a couple.
Yes.
We're bringing a big subject in the marriage, which is
Disappointments and
disappointment and
expectation.
expectation in the
Yes,
marriage.
yes.
We know that because we, go through all these, not all of these stages, but some of the stages,
Yeah, definitely.
and we would like to share with you on these things because when you marry someone or girlfriend or even friendship,
Of
you know
course, of course.
there is certain expectation
That you
that
have.
you have that you expect from that friend. When you marry your wife or your husband, there are rather a lot of
Expect.
expectation that you know waiting for. So today we're gonna talk to you about these expectation when they not meet
Yeah.
what you should do.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, guys. So, we want to talk about disappointment. We want to give you the definition of the word disappointment. Is the definition of the word disappointment is sadness or displeasure caused by the non-fulfillment of one hope or expectation.
Can you say that again?
It is sadness or displeasure caused by the non fulfillment of one hope and expectation. So when you are disappointed, it's because you have a hope, you had an expectation of something, or you had an expectation of what you expect your marriage to be like, and then you find out when you get married it doesn't work like that. It's not like that. Then you become sad, you become disappointed because your expectation and what you hope for was not fulfilled. So that's what we want to talk about today. How when we get into a marriage, we the women have their own expectation, the men have their own expectation. For example, you can say like you expect your spouse not to cheat on you. you expect your spouse to be faithful, to be respectful. For the husband, you expect the husband to be a provider. You expect the husband to be, a protector. You expect the husband to, be the one that go out and, take care of the family. For the woman, for the wife, the husband probably want them or expect them to be, submissive, expect them to know, like clean and cook and, take care of the house and, do all of that. And when you get in a marriage, 90% of the time, that does not happen. So how do you continue to be in a marriage when you are disappointed? When all your hopes, everything you expect that was gonna happen in this marriage, that's not what you get. Of course, your first instinct is to be sad, is to be feeling disappointed, feeling like that's not what I signed up for, that's not what I wanted. And your first instinct, like I said, is to run away. So what we're here to tell you today is that no matter who you married, 90% of the time your expectation will not be fulfilled. What you thought you was gonna get, that's not what you're gonna get. So we want to let you know that even if your expectation is not met, even what you thought you was gonna get does not happen, that's not a reason to break up, divorce, run away. No, that's not a reason to do that, because when you get married, you make a commitment for better or worse. And for the first, let's say for the first 5 to maybe 10 years, you're gonna have a lot of disappointment. You're gonna have a lot of sadness, a lot of things that make you sad, a lot of things that you hope for that did not happen. So we here to tell you that happened to us. We thought we was gonna be in a happy marriage because we was in love, because it was all wonderful. But that's not what happened.
Okay.
Because don't forget, if you listen to us from our first video, we're trying to tell you that you become two different people, two different experience, two different background, two different upbringing, two different family. So everything not gonna be the way you expected it to be.
Nope.
Right, honey?
Nope. Don't expect your expectation will be the way you expect it.
Right. It's not going to be. So
But you know one thing, honey, before you continue.
yeah.
One big thing that's really messed up a lot of we can say a relationship,
Yeah.
marriages,
Yeah.
or friends or
Yeah.
girlfriends or fiance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is something that very clear. The thing is, a lot of people these days, they don't really see the interior person
Yeah.
of the person they want to be with.
Of course.
All they see is the exterior, the
Yes.
shape,
Yeah.
how she look,
Yeah.
how she talk,
Yeah.
her lip,
Yeah.
her teeth,
Yeah.
her
How handsome
hair,
he is.
her-
How much
You know?
he drive a nice car, or he good looking, or he have this, he have that, but you don't know that person
you don't know the person.
until you live with them.
You don't know.
And that's when you're starting to get to know the person. So that when you have all this hope, you build your affection, you build all your emotions on what you could see outside, the exterior, like my husband talked about. Then now when you get into the marriage, you really starting to get to know the person. Then you're like, that's not what I signed up for. But unfortunately, you already signed up for it.
And this is why we're here today to tell you
Yes.
what plan, what step you can take, because you're already in the marriage, and
Yes.
there is way you can make things work.
Exactly. We wanted to talk about the disappointment, because me personally, in our marriage, I felt disappointed. I felt like we was together, we was gonna go through tough time. I never expect that we was not gonna have difficult time in our marriage, but I never expected him to walk away. I never expected him to leave. So him leaving was a big disappointment to me. Not only embarrassing, but it was a very disappointment, because when that happened, other people start to know your business. Other people start to feel, have comments. They have, their own opinion about what's going on with you. So that was very disappointed for me. But you know what? Through prayer, to prayer and to having my relationship with God, I was able to, move on, and I was able to understand, what he could have been going through and in his own personal life, to be able to move on to forgiveness that we talk about, and be able to forgive him not once, not twice, but 3 times, to continue for us to have a marriage, because that's how important marriage is to me. You understand? It was not in my vocabulary to have a divorce. It was not in my vocabulary to walk away from the marriage. That's how important it was to me. So the question is, how important is your marriage or your relationship is to you? Because you always gonna find disappointment, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's family, you're going to have disappointment. We are human beings. We all disappoint each other. You can have so much hope in me, in a person, or let's say, for example, he had a hope in me too when we got married. There's things I'm sure that you was expecting from me that you did not get. So when you didn't get it, it was like, okay, that's not what I signed up for. And you was like, you know what, I didn't sign up for this, I'm gonna walk away. But it's just like, for me, you walking away was a disappointment for me, because I was expecting you, no matter what we was going through, to be able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what you go through, you're gonna deal with disappointment. It's how you deal with it. Does it matter enough for you to stick it out, to find a better way through communication, to let your partner know that, listen, this is not working for me. What I expect from you is this, is that, is the other. Then the person could tell you what they expect from you. Then y'all could be able to, have a better relationship. I think the key for you not to be disappointed in a marriage is communication. Communication, because not telling
communication and trust.
Not communication and trust, but really communication. Because what happened when you and I talk, when you talk and I talk, then we are able to understand what you say, what you're doing to me that I don't like. Or we are able to express our own feeling, and to let you know that, I don't like the way you're behaving, I don't like this, I don't like that. And then, of course, if you care enough about the marriage, if you love your partner enough and you love the relationship enough, you're going to want to work on whatever that's making your partner unhappy, so you could, stay in the marriage and not be so sad, not to be so unhappy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like my wife said, guys, we've been through so much crazy situation. Where, like my wife said, where, I left the house like 3 times. But let me tell you something. One of the reasons that the men or the women, sometimes walk away, it's because of a lack of respect, a lack of understanding.
And lack of communication.
Lack of communication.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when I realized that, me, I was, married. I married my wife not because I saw, when I first met her, not because I saw she have a beautiful shape, and which she has. you know,
Got to-
not because I see she have a beautiful teeth and she looks so young and stuff, and so coquette, like we say in French, but because I wanted a family. I wanted to build something, you know. That's why from the beginning I said a lot of the men or women, expect certain things from the partner.
Yeah.
It's because the first sight, you know, that they see that girl or that man, it wasn't about love really. Because love it's not about the shape, it's not about the look, it's about the person inside.
Getting to know someone.
So a lot of these things, these days that I left, it's because of a miscommunication and a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And the reason why I came back to guys, I have to tell you this too. It's because I love my wife, not because of her shape, not because of her teeth, or not because or she have a lot of money, and stuff like that, which is a lot of relationship, struggle and suffer and get to a divorce because there was no love
To
really.
begin with.
Like to
To
begin
begin
with,
with,
it
yeah.
was a matter of something that just pop up, like in your eyes. Oh, she have a beautiful shape. Oh damn,
It was all shallow.
yeah, all shallow. So what we come today to tell you guys, when you get to this situation, before you make the same mistake that I made, like walk away like 3 times, we have to communicate. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. You have to find a way to communicate with
each
your
other.
partner, about what that you're not happy
what you're
about,
not happy about.
what make you sad,
What you expect from them.
what you expect, from
them.
your partner.
Yes.
Because that's the only way your relationship will work.
Because guys, a lot of time we think the person's supposed to know. You see, a lot of time we expect, like me, I used to expect like my husband, he's supposed to know certain things. He's supposed to know how I'm feeling. He's supposed to know if he do this, that doesn't make me happy. No, but the person don't know. You see, that's why you have to communicate how you feeling. You know what, honey, when you do that to me, I don't like it. When you said that to me, I don't like it. This is how that make me feel. This is how that make me, look at myself. I don't feel good when you say that to me. I don't feel good when you don't do that for me. You understand? So when you express yourself, the person have a better idea on how to make you happy. Again, we repeat ourselves by saying no one is a psychic. You don't expect your husband to be a psychic. Don't expect your wife to be a psychic. You have to express yourself. Of course, there's some expectation that you already have when you get into a marriage. You expect your husband or wife to be faithful. And that they're supposed to know.
Yeah, that's the
base.
base.
That's the base. They know. You expect them to be somebody that you could count on. You expect them to be somebody that you could depend on. You expect them to be somebody you could share your life with. These are the basic that you would expect from a husband or from a wife. So I think when you don't get even the basic, it's kind of like, oh, this is not for me. But what we are telling you today, before walking away, before getting a divorce, before throwing the towel and say, you know what, you are done, is to have a communication with that person. Sit down and talk to your husband. Sit down and talk to your wife. Let them know, okay, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not feeling loved by you. I'm not feeling respected by you. which my husband used to tell me all the time, I don't feel like you respect me as a husband. And I would tell him, I don't feel like I'm being loved by you. But he used to be like, I do everything. I'll cook, I take care of the kids, I do this, I do that. I'm like, but you're not telling me you love me. You're not showing me, that affection.
That's another subject, guys.
That's another subject.
Because
but
telling you,
telling you and showing
your
you
wife that you love her,
and showing, it's too different. Even though you're showing, but if you're not telling me, it's still like you're not doing it.
They are flowers,
right? So you have to do both. You have to
let them
show.
how beautiful they
You
are.
have to show and you have to tell. You understand? So that's what it is, guys. We have to communicate so we don't get to the point of you are so disappointed, and when you get disappointed, like we said, the definition of disappointment, you're gonna become sad. You're gonna become so unhappy because you're not getting what you expected from your partner. You're gonna feel like, there's nothing you can do but to walk away. But there is things you can do before you get to that point. You could express yourself. And I know it's difficult for us, as women, as Black women, to be specific. It's very difficult for us to express our emotion or feeling because we're supposed to be this strong woman. We're supposed to be this woman that keep on fighting and that is tough. We all that, but at the same time, we still women. We still have feeling. We're still feminine. We're still supposed to express ourselves to our husband or to a partner, so we can have that that clear understanding where you could be like, what, okay, I'm hearing you. Because a lot of times we give up without even trying. We don't even try. You understand? It's just like one time something don't go right, you that's it, you done. But it's how important is it to you?
And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
That was not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never tried to communicate. You see, communication. Communication is the key.
Is
guys.
the key.
Communication is the key.
the
There is
key.
no lie about it. There is no pass at the side about it. Soon as you sit on the table, you put everything on the table, you talk about it, then
if the person doesn't try
yeah.
to fix what
Then,
you're dealing with,
you
and
know.
they continue, and I'm not talking about 1, 2, 3 months, I'm talking about years, they keep doing the same thing, that just showing you that they don't care. Then you can make a decision of separating, or you can make a decision of walking away or divorce or whatever it is. Because again, we will never encourage anybody to stay in a relationship that is a physical violence, or that is something emotional violence where you don't feel that you're safe. We would never, encourage you to stay in that kind of relationship. But if it's just, typical things that happen in day-to-day life, guys, we can work on it. We can definitely work on it. Because what happened when we don't work on these things, the children hurt the most. The children get hurt, whether they your children or my children, but the children are involved. They invest their emotion, they invest their time into building relationship with the whether it's the husband, the stepfather, or the stepmother. Now you taking all of that away from them. You understand? So we gotta really be conscious and think about what the decision, when we make the decision, what are we doing? You have to get to the point of there's nothing you can do. Then you could really think of separating and divorce. But if it's something that both of you guys not communicating, then it's like everybody has to be blamed. Like like I never blame only you, because I feel like I wasn't communicating with you either, just like you wasn't communicating with me. So it's like we was not communicating. It was just like, okay, I don't like that. He's supposed to know I'm not happy. He's supposed to know what I want. He's supposed to know what I need. But no. And he taken the same way. I have expectation. My wife's supposed to be this, that, and you're not meeting those expectations. So I'm out. but that's not the way it is,
That's
because
not the way it
90%
is,
of the
guys.
time,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna meet your expectation because that was your
Not
expectation,
gonna if it's 90%.
not mine.
99.
99%. I'm not gonna meet your expectation because that's not who I am. Or
Especially, I'm gonna tell you something. Tell you guys something like a key. Something I always tell my wife, but she never take it seriously. You see, when you don't raise in the same neighborhood
of course.
with the person, we never go to the same school.
Yeah.
You see what
We
I
didn't
mean?
grow up in the same
We
church.
didn't grow up in the same church.
We don't know each
We
other.
didn't
We
grow
are
up in the same
two strangers.
neighborhood. Like, you just meet your wife. She come from this city and you come from another city. Guys, communication,
Is the key.
that's the key.
Yes.
Right there, because she never know me.
No.
I never know her.
Yeah.
On that level. But love, you see, love unites
Bring us
us.
together.
Now we need to communicate to tell you, okay, this is what I like.
Yeah.
This is what I don't like.
Right.
This is what I expect.
Right.
This is what I
I don't expect. Right.
like that.
Yeah.
It's like you renting somebody a house. You see what I mean?
Exactly. You give them the rule
From jump.
from the beginning. And most of the time we don't do that. We don't do that, guys.
You rent the people the house, then when they start destroying this
Your
stuff,
house, that's when you're like, oh,
That's right.
I want you out, but you didn't tell them your expectation on what you want, what
there you go.
expecting.
So now the
from
only
them.
way, therefore, to work that out is to go there and sit down and talk.
Give
to
the
her.
rule. Give them your rule. Give them your what you will stand for and what you will not stand for. You have to share.
In a nice way too.
In a nice
kind way.
in a kind way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Professional way.
Yeah, in a kind way where you explain what you will deal with and what you will not deal with.
Exactly.
And if you, after the communication, after you talk to your partner, you see the person continue on doing the same thing, then okay, that person really doesn't care. They don't care enough to put any effort, any work into it. Then you can decide whether you want to, continue or not. But I feel like a lot of time we don't even give the relationship any chances. We don't give them the relationship any chance. We don't give the marriage any chance. Any little thing, you're ready to just walk away. And it's not fair for the children. It's not fair for everybody involved. So we definitely encourage you to have more communication in the marriage so you don't become disappointed in your marriage, because 9 out of 10 times you will be disappointed again, like we said before, because we are two different people trying to bring together one vibe and one understanding. So it's gonna be very challenging, but we can always get over that if we communicate. So I wanted to leave you guys with a verse, which is Psalm 18 verse 3. It says, in the midst of disappointment, know that God is listening and hears your cry. Is a comfort. He will always hear you, whether you are happy, sad, heartbroken, or disappointed. Listen, guys, a lot of situation that me and my husband was able to go through, it was not by just talking about it, but it was through a lot of prayer. It was to a lot of faith. It was to a lot of devotion for me, and just decided that I didn't want a divorce. I didn't want to be separated. I didn't want my marriage to be over. I was willing to work on whatever situation that I was not doing the best on. I was willing to work on it. And guys, you have to be willing to work on your marriage. It is that important. Don't look at it as if it's just like whatever. No, you have to be willing to work on it. Like we said, we don't encourage you to stay in a relationship if it is abusive. We tell you to walk away, and actually, if the person actually want help and you see that they are serious about getting help, you do that. But we don't encourage you to stay in a marriage just for the sake of staying in a marriage. But we do encourage you, if it is just misunderstanding, miscommunication, basic problem that you would experience in the marriage, try to work it out through communication.
Yes. So if you don't remember anything about this video today, remember one thing.
Yes.
Whatever expectation you have on your marriage that you see they not met, the only way for you to understand the point or to bring them to the table is to communicate with your spouse, communicate with your partner. Communication is the key
yes.
to solve any problem, any
yes.
difficulties, any misunderstanding that you guys will find or find right now, what you're dealing right now, communication is the key, guys. Don't let your anger take over, because this is Satan plan, to
divide you,
play with your anger,
yes.
Make you angry, make you
walk
see
away.
That she don't deserve for me to communicate with her, or him, he don't deserve for me to communicate with him. The only thing is to walk away. And this is Satan's plan to make you keep on going away and create something, do the same thing in your life over and over. And you see you're getting old and old and old. You never realize anything in your life. Remember, marriage is very important in the society.
Yes.
Communicate with your spouse and deal with any situation, misunderstanding that we have, so our expectation can be met.
Exactly. So guys,
Easy, huh?
we were so happy to talk to you about disappointment, because we all, like we say, we all will go to disappointment in life, whether it's with your family, whether it's with your children, whether it's at work, whether it's a friendship, whatever it is, you will find disappointment, because whenever your expectation is not met, you're gonna be disappointed. That's just the human nature, and that's okay. But how you overcome the disappointment is very important. That's why we encourage you to communicate, whether it's in a relationship with a friend. If the friend do something to you that you are unhappy about, communicate, because sometimes we offend people, like we talk about in prior video. Sometimes we offend people, we don't even realize we offend them. Sometimes we just do things. It's just human nature. Don't forget that we are not fighting just with the physical, we are fighting with spiritual, that things that we cannot see, things that we are unable to see. But we are a spiritual people also, to be able to overcome some of the things that's coming our way. So we encourage you guys to have communication in your marriage. If you have perfect communication, you will not fail. You will be very successful, because through communication we are able to let each other know how we feel, what's going on in our thoughts, what's going on in our heart. Whether we're sad or happy, we are able to share those things with each other, and we can help each other like that. Any little thing will not break us, but it will make us stronger. So we want to encourage you to communicate with your spouse. If you are disappointed, share with your spouse what you're disappointed about, and also share what your expectation is for your marriage, and what your expectation is in a husband, in a friendship, in a relationship, so you can don't be disappointed. Because if the person know what you expect, they will try harder to fulfill that expectation.
Yes, guys, expectation is the key. Expectation is the key.
Communication is the key.
Communication is the key.
And and you will get your
Okay.
expectation meet when you
By
all
communicate.
communicate.
Okay, guys. So that was a test. You see, how she passed the test quick. Communication
Is the
is
key,
the key.
guys.
Okay.
So you don't be disappointed.
So you don't be
Disappointed. All
It
right,
was
guys.
Changing lives.
Power couple, guys. Don't forget to share, like,
subscribe.
We want to go live with you so we can, answer your question. So we can, really see your comments and everything else. So subscribe, share with your friend, share with your marriage couple, guys, so we can, actually have more conversation like this. See you next week.